Hello, everyone, and welcome to KDM English pre-show. Woo-woo! Have some excitement. We have Ugel is playing with the chopstick. This is going to be lots of fun today. So we are glad that you are with us, joining us here on Thursday, kicking off our pre-show tonight. I have Ugel. Woo-whoop. Y'all are supposed to, cheer each other on. Come on. I know this is a contest, but, we can cheer each other on, too. So we have Ugel.
Woo! Mexicano.
Yannick is with us.
Polska.
And Mark.
Hi, everyone.
Woo-woo. He didn't get much of a cheer. All right. So type in the comments. Let us know that you're joining with us. We are going to have another minute to win it games tonight. So if you were with us last week, we did some things, but we're going to do different games this week. So our first challenge, and these guys have no clue what's going on, so this makes this even more fun tonight. So if you will see, you have a bowl of rice, and you have another bowl that has nothing in it. Then you have chopsticks. Now, I did just learn that Ugel has not really practiced with chopsticks before. Yannick, how are you with chopsticks?
Can I say something? So I know how to use them. One chopstick in right hand and another chopstick in left hand. So it's perfect.
Actually, that could work against you tonight. Mark, how are you with chopsticks?
I think I feel pretty comfortable.
We got some confidence over there. All right. So, first challenge. You can only use one hand. Sorry, Yannick. You can only use one hand with your chopsticks, both chopsticks, and you are going to transfer the rice from one bowl to the next. Now, you cannot, turn this way. I have to be picky because Andre was with us last week, and he's extremely intelligent and decided to make his own rules. So, only one hand, and see how many rice you can get from this bowl into that one. Okay, they need to turn the other way. Good thinking, Mark, but I see what you're doing over there. I gotta watch these guys. All right, so type in the chat who's gonna win. Who are you rooting for? Yash, I am rooting for you. All right, Holy Spirit, come. All right, 1 minute. Ready, set, go. All right. Maybe I should have let them practice. This is going a little different than I had in my head. But, hey, they're transferring some. We're missing a few out of the bowl, but this is all right. All right, one hand, Yash. Mark, you're doing pretty good over there.
Yeah, thank you.
You have some rice in your bowl. We won't say how many, but you have some rice over there. Yash, it's getting stuck. I did not cook the rice on purpose because it does make it a little more challenging. You have 12 seconds. Who is going to win? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. That was a good strategy at the end. I'm surprised that did not happen earlier. All right. Count how many rice you have in your bowl, because there's.
You want to count it?
Won't take you very long.
Okay.
Let's just say that they are not the greatest with chopsticks, but I'm not judging because I'm not good with chopsticks either. We have Ugel is counting in Spanish. Yash, what language? 32, counting in Polish. Mark, you're counting in Russian. We are very international tonight. Ugel's still counting. 48. 48. Either he counts slow or he has more. I'm not sure which. I don't understand Russian.
I think I won.
How many did you get?
I think it's about 15.
Okay. Maybe we need to count in a little bit.
So I won.
I think Mark won. We'll give it to you, Mark. Good job. Type in the chat. Way to go, Mark. He was confident.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident.
Your confidence paid off. Great job. All right. Done with the chopsticks? We have discrepancies. Maybe we will count during our break, figure out who the real winner is. All right, boys, listen. All right, next one. Now, grab your piece of paper. Do not turn it over. So, Philip Olszewski, if you are watching tonight, I'm sure that you're really sad that you're not with us because you are a math genius and you would do amazing at this, but you're not here. So, we are going to find out, Ujel, Yannick, or Mark, which one of you is best at math. So, on the piece of paper is multiplication and division. Now, all right. They're simple, okay? It's like, maybe 5th grade level. So we have Anya with us. She's a teacher. We'll kind of see how you do. So you're going to have 1 minute to do as many as you can, but you have to go in order, starting on the left-hand side, going down, okay? So you can't just skip around to the ones that you know. You have 1 minute to see how many you can do. There's 99 on there, so
I
maybe
feel like
you
it's
will
a
do
battle
99.
between the nations. Kind of
It is kind of a battle between the nations. Mexico, Poland, or Ukraine. All right. Are you ready for your math? Type in the chat. Let us know if you're good at math. Maybe you're not. You're not. All right. How do you feel about math?
I feel pretty sure.
Pretty sure. Mark, how do you feel about math? We will see. All right. So I think Ujel is the most confident. So let's see what happens. All right. I'm not ready. Sorry. Ready, set, go. Mark, you're going the wrong way. You're supposed to go down. It does. So many questions. I'm not sure if you can see what's going on, but it's like 12 times 7, 6 times 4, 12 times 6, 160 divided by 20, 5 times 9. I hope I'm disturbing them, not letting them concentrate. 3 times 4, 4 times 1. How are we doing? They're skipping quite a few, I think. 8, 7, 6. Type in the chat who's winning. 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Pencils down, paper down. All right. Yash. It's good that we have technology and we have calculators, right? I mean, why do we need to know this? You're right. All right. Oh, write your name at the top, please, because our teacher, Anya, is going to see who is going to win. All right. Pass your papers. Mark, how are you feeling? You think you won that one?
We'll see.
We will see. All right. While they're grading, we have one challenge left. Grab your Snickers. They're like, oh yes, they finally might get to eat something.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Do y'all like Snickers?
Yeah,
Love it.
Yes, and it's healthy. It's peanuts. Yeah, inside.
Yeah, sure. Mark?
Yes, I do.
All right. So, what we're going to do, are y'all all right-handed, left-handed? Right-handed. Okay, so we're all going to use our left hand on this challenge. And the other hand needs to be behind your back. With your left hand, you are going to try to unwrap the candy. Okay? And you're going to see
eat it.
how many you can unwrap in that amount of time. If you want to eat it while you go, that's fine, but don't forget how many you ate. All right.
Okay.
Y'all understand? Y'all at home understand what's going on? All right. Ready, set, go. I'm sure these are going to taste really good. It's a little warm in here. Ujel's? As many as you can. So far, Ujel has 2. Yannick is working on a second one. Mark is working on a second one. He's struggling on the third, though. So, Yash, you are making a run for it. Oh, Mark has 3. Ujel has 3. Yannick has 3. It is a dead race. Who is going to win? John, Zippy, who do you think is going to win? Type it in the chat. Type it in the chat. 15 more seconds. I don't know what we're doing if there's a tiebreaker. All right. Ay. No. Cheating. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. All right. Yash, how many do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6.
3 and a half.
3.5.
I have 5.5.
5. All right, Yash. You may not be good at math, but you are good at unwrapping with your left hand.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Now you can eat them if they're not melted because they're healthy. They have peanuts, remember? All right. Great job, guys. Now, I have the results of your math scores. First, Ujel. 18. How do you feel?
Good.
So. All right. Marco, it says. You have 11.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, come on.
I
And
lost.
Yash,
for me.
you just have less. We won't say how many. You did not win that challenge, but you won the Snickers challenge. So you know what? Mark, you won the rice. Yash, you won the Snickers. Ujel, you won the math. We're all winners.
Oh, yeah, like a family. Good family.
This is so sweet. Yay! I mean, we could like have a challenge of how many you can eat, you know, or how many you can fit in your mouth or something. I don't know. But I don't think we have time because we are not here for the pre-show. We are here for the main show. So go grab a coffee. Maybe go grab a Snickers because they're healthy. They have peanuts, according to Yash. And join us in 90 seconds. Bye.
Good evening, KDM English. We're so happy you're joining with us today. I hope you enjoyed the pre-show. I hope you enjoyed this weather today. And now I'd like to encourage you to join us in worship in this one song. Here, moving in our midst, I worship you, I worship you. You are here, working in this place, I worship you, I worship you. You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you, I worship darkness, my God, that is who you are. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Ooh, that's who you are. You are here, touching every heart. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, healing every heart. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, turning lives around. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, mending every heart. I worship you. I worship you. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. 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 Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. 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 That is who you are.
Father, we just thank you that you are a miracle worker, that even whenever we don't see what you're doing, even when we don't see what's happening, we know that you're still working, and we just praise you, and we just thank you for that, and we just celebrate that. Sometimes we see so small, but you see such a bigger picture, and we're so thankful that we serve a God that sees the big picture. In Jesus' name, amen, amen. Well, hey, welcome to KDM English.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. It's good to have you. It's been
Thank
quite a
you.
while since you've been.
Oh, yeah, it's been a while.
In here. So can you reintroduce yourself maybe?
Okay, my name is Magda Marzec.
So are you related to, or connected to Zippy Marzec by any chance?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm not actually.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, he's my husband, so.
It's so good to have you back and
Thank you.
join us. And I was just looking, we almost match. And so that's
Yeah.
actually a little bit, we did not plan this at all. But yeah, that's, so. Team, thank y'all so much. And this is the last time we'll all be together for at least a little while, right?
Yes.
So Gilles, I think you have some journeys coming up. Is that right?
Yeah, I gotta leave Poland in few days actually. So probably this is my last day playing here. So yeah, kind of a little bit exciting.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna miss you, but you're planning on coming back
for sure.
Oh.
I gotta be back.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll always take that. And then Anya, one more day with kids.
One more day with kids, yes. I'm
So-
so excited.
Are they
They
as ex-
deserve holidays, and we teachers also deserve holidays. So yeah.
Yes,
Are
I
the-
agree.
Are the kids or the teacher, are y'all more excited? Which is more excited?
I think it's both. I think we're both excited.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. So how's it been at your house being the teacher and the mom and everything since like,
March.
yeah, it's been a long time, huh?
It's been a very long time, and I am very happy that holidays start tomorrow as well. Yes, well, I have two kids. So one is in the third grade, one is in the sixth grade. So the sixth grader was doing pretty good. I didn't have to help much. I didn't have to do much with him. The younger one, since it was online, he needed my computer to work on some things, and he needed some help. So basically, I had to go to school every morning.
Congratulations on
Yeah,
that.
I'm really happy for summer vacation.
That's like I saw a video like a month ago, and it was a mom whenever her kid got a test or like a report back, and it was like a lower mark, and the kid was like, or the mom was like, I'm so upset. Look how low of a project we got.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we got a few marks together this time as well, yes.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
summer holidays start for the Polish schools tomorrow as well?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's everyone. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's the last day of school tomorrow.
It's going to be a party then for sure because, yeah, the weather's actually getting nice again. So,
Yes.
So I noticed some people, they start looking like they have a little sun. That's not me, but, you know.
Yeah,
some
well,
others.
I did get some sun today. Yeah.
Oh, congratulations on that.
Yeah, I didn't expect that, and I didn't want that either. I just forgot that you need sunscreen at this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, we are so glad you are here. If you can comment in any of the chat and just let us know that you're here joining us on this wonderful, wonderful summer evening. And for me, I'm just excited. I always enjoy summer because I know January 1 is the beginning of the year, but for some reason, summer always feels like the start of like something new, something fresh. You have a little bit of a break and a little bit of just a moment to relax, but then also just actually think about the new year. I feel like September feels more like a start to a year.
Yeah, I'm
Then-
with you.
Yeah, January 1's great, but for me, it's always September feels a little bit more. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yes, I'm with you. It's like you're getting some rest, you're getting some time to relax, but then because you're relaxed, you're more creative, I think. And so then you have more ideas and you're more willing to start in September afresh kind of thing.
Yeah, I read a book on that. So I read summaries of books. I don't actually read books because no one has time to actually read a book. So I actually read the book summaries where most of these books, if you take like first chapter, last chapter, you get most of what they're going to talk about anyway. Let's just be honest here. But I was reading a summary of a book, so I'll throw myself under the bus there. But they were actually saying if you don't have any margin in your life, you don't have a chance to create or to do something bigger with, just outside of your normal thinking. So I feel like we've been so stressed out that this summer there's going to be a lot of creativity because people are going to have a chance to hopefully go on
Yes,
vacation
finally.
or things. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So now I heard you guys are prophetically declaring that you're going to be going on vacation.
Well, we are prophetically declaring we're going to go. We were planning on going to Georgia in April, which obviously was canceled. So we have still some money for the tickets with the airline and decided to wait. And we booked tickets today, again, prophetically believing that in July, the end of the month, we will be able to fly there. So hopefully we will go. Hopefully.
Yeah, that would be. I've heard Georgia's an awesome place. I haven't been yet, but
I heard it's really beautiful and such a variety of places to see. So looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And food. I heard it's great food.
that's good. Yeah. I like good food. So, Ujel, the other day, we went and we actually grabbed. There's one quality Mexican food place in the city, and so it was.
I know
it was
that place.
Ujel approved, and everything. But we were talking about. We always enjoy and we always love going places to try new food, and because that's part of the vacation, where we have some other friends who we will not mention names, Mark, who's more interested in just an experience or the adventure and doesn't really care what he's eating. So I'm more of, I hope the food's good. I want to eat.
Yeah,
I wanna
that's
eat
true.
good, so.
That's true. You want to try something really good, really local, but also you want this to be nice.
Yeah, I've experienced, though, I don't know if you've experienced this. Maybe you guys have experienced this. Maybe you've experienced this, that sometimes authentic doesn't mean it's going to taste good.
Yeah, because we're used to certain flavors, and even if you want to have, I don't know, let's say a Greek restaurant in Poland, to reach Polish customers, you have to adjust it a little bit.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So-
We were actually so the restaurant we were at, the chef is from Mexico, and so he was speaking to Ugel in Spanish, and I actually understood more than they were. They should have been a little bit afraid of how much I knew what was going
Wow.
on. Luckily, they didn't talk about me. I don't think. Too bad. But he said he had to adjust the flavors because Polish people and people from Mexico have different flavors and tastes. But that doesn't always mean that some of the things are good. Like, I'm gonna be honest, there's some Polish food that I hope I never have to eat.
Yeah, me too. But then there are some other things that are delicious and
Yeah,
you want to
that-
try.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah, for
probably everywhere like
You have,
that.
you have to try it, but
Yeah,
it is
yeah,
what
yeah.
it is. But one of the things that I love is right now we're talking about unplugging. As we step into the summertime. Tomorrow the kids are doing their thing, and kind of we have a little bit more freedom for everyone, and just kind of trying to de-stress your life or take a step back. I think that's something that's really, really powerful. I'm really excited because I've heard a lot of what you've talked about tonight. I've heard you discuss that, so I'm actually really excited for you to share tonight on what it means to unplug a little bit.
Yeah, thank you. I think it's important, especially now, because we have been in a season of constantly being plugged to something. And like with me and kids, but also working from home and, all these video calls and everything. But I think generally in life, we have the tendency to be constantly plugged to something, and that doesn't help with stress. We need some stress in our lives, but too much stress is not good. So
Yeah, you're probably not doing anything if you're not have a little bit of stress.
yeah, exactly. And some stress is actually good and creative and helps you to act and to do something. But if it's too much, then you just it's your body starts reacting and it's just going wrong direction. And I know you've been doing this series of Unplugged, and I also want to talk about it. And I want to talk about it from a little bit of a different angle, because I'm not going to talk about unplugging actually, but about being plugged to the source that we really need, and how much that can help and influence our lives. But before we get there, I don't know if you remember that. You're younger than me, so I don't know, but I think you do.
Not by much.
There was a time when to connect to internet, you had to actually plug a special cable from your phone line, landline, of course, not a mobile phone. Like mobile phone was something really like, woohoo.
We had this phone that it was like clear, and so you could see everything inside. We thought it was the coolest,
Fancy.
most modern thing you could think of. It was so awesome.
I had a phone in the shape of a frog. So to pick it up, you had to, it was standing. When it was ringing, the eyes were blinking, red eyes.
That's kind of scary.
No, it's fun. And then you pick it up, and actually it was like opening the mouth of a frog, and you could talk, and you could, dial the number. So to plug to the internet, to get the connection, you had to actually plug the cable from the phone to the computer. And there was this very interesting sound, dial-up connection. You remember that? I think we have this here. Could you play for us?
Yeah, it's not a pleasant experience. It doesn't it kind of hurts your ears a little bit.
Yeah.
I can remember when we first got this, and I was a kid, and I can remember it was so painful.
Oh. Can you hear it?
Are we finished? We actually can't hear it, but I heard it earlier. It's
Okay.
awful.
So it's horrible. It's horrible. But the thing is that to connect, it took a while, and then sometimes it was like, and then you had to start all over again because the connection broke, and then it was really, really expensive. And then the time came when there was broadband. And it was like, whoa, you could actually have a constant internet connection. And that was something you wanted to have. And I think that in our lives, sometimes we tend to live like that when it comes to us and God. We live on dial-up. And I want to talk today about us having constant access to God. You know, in the world of internet and when you work, we talk about the cloud. Like on the phone, on your computer, you can have a lot of things in a cloud. But I don't know if you know, but God invented the cloud.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he should claim that. And if you read the Old Testament, when we talk about God appearing and God coming to be with his people, he came in a cloud. His presence was in a cloud.
Oh, wow.
And I love that picture because that gives you something that you can imagine, something that you know, something you recognize.
Yeah.
And I think it could be a picture that can help us today. Because oftentimes we think, oh, I can't see God, I don't know where is God. And especially if we're in a difficult situation when we maybe pray, when maybe we ask questions and there is no answer. And we kind of wonder, God, where are you? But I want to tell you, God is there. He is in a cloud. But it's not some mystical cloud. I had hard times understanding the cloud when it first came. Like, oh, you know, you write this document and it stays in a cloud. I'm like, okay, where is the cloud? How can I find it? You know, where is the address? Do I post something to find it?
What happens if I lose the cloud?
Yeah, exactly. What if I change the place where I live? Will the cloud follow me? Like on the cartoons where you have the cloud following somebody, and, you know, with the rain over. So finally, because I'm this generation that I have to learn the technology, not like my kids, I understood the cloud. But with God, it's so much better because there is this constant presence of God that we all have. And through Jesus Christ, because he came and he died for us, he gave us his Holy Spirit, and we can live with this constant awareness of him being in us, with us, around us. So I want to encourage you today to use the cloud, to actually live in the cloud. Because it's nothing better than being aware that God is with you all the time. There are so many things that they cry for our attention. And today, after the season of being probably in a lockdown, maybe working from home, we just feel tired and maybe drained. And when you hear another video call, it's kind of like it gives me shivers. And you want to distress, you want to unplug, but there is this one thing that you should never unplug from, and that's the presence of God. But because he is in a cloud, because he is the cloud, because he is constantly there, you actually can be with him all the time. And sometimes even we were singing the song, even when I don't feel it, you're working. Even if I don't see it, you're working. And we need to remember that he is there always. And we should be using the cloud because, you know, God is not for us only Thursday between 7:04 and 7:45.
Yeah.
God is not for us Sunday morning 10 till 12.
Yeah.
God is always for us. When you have a phone, sometimes you're in a place where there's no signal. And sometimes we think that the same is with God, that, you know, oh, he lost signal, you know. I can't hear him. He's not working. He lost signal. He probably, you know, is somewhere.
He didn't put a tower up by my house.
Yeah, probably. Or maybe he's in the woods, you know, and the connection's lost. It's not like that with God. He is always open. He's always there for us, and the signal is never lost. And I think that this is something we have to remember in our heads. This is something we have to know that we know that we know. Because our feelings oftentimes can lie to us, and they will tell us different things. But when I know that I know that I know that He's there for me, that He is with me all the time, I have the access to the cloud all the time, then even when I don't see it or don't feel it, I know He's there for me. I know He's there, and He will come through. And He will bring the breakthrough. He will bring the answer I'm waiting for. He heard my prayers. Bible says that God hears all our prayers. And we also think sometimes that in our lives when we do something, maybe we did something bad, that's something that is called in the Bible sin. So we did something against God. Then that we broke the connection, that we made God mad, or that He feels so bad about us that He's not going to talk to us. He's on mute, like He's not going to receive my calls. The truth is that it's nothing further from the truth. Christ came so that we can have constant access to the Father. And He said that there is nothing that can separate us from Him. And I would like to read to us from my favorite Bible translation.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yes, this is the Passion Translation, and I love it. And it's from Romans chapter 8. And it's a long portion of Scripture, but I really believe it's very important for us to hear the words that Apostle Paul is trying to tell us, because this is something we need to remember always. And starting in verse 31, we can read, Paul says, "So what does all this mean? If God has determined to stand with us, tell me, who then could ever stand against us? For God has proved His love by giving us His greatest treasure, the gift of His Son. And since God freely offered Him up as the sacrifice for us all, He certainly won't withhold from us anything else He has to give. Who then would dare to accuse those whom God has chosen in love to be His? God Himself is the judge who has issued His final verdict over them, not guilty. Who then is left to condemn us? Certainly not Jesus, the Anointed One, for He gave His life for us. And even more than that, He has conquered death and is now risen, exalted and enthroned by God at His right hand. So how could He possibly condemn us, since He is continually praying for our triumph?" That's amazing. He's praying for our triumph. Jesus is praying for our triumph. And sometimes we think, oh, I failed Him so badly, He's not going to talk to me. And yet Jesus is there at the right hand of the Father, praying for your triumph, praying for you even when you feel so low about yourself. And then these words, who could ever separate us from the endless love of God's Anointed One? Absolutely no one. For nothing in the universe has the power to diminish His love toward us. Troubles, pressures, and problems are unable to come between us and heaven's love. What about persecutions, deprivations, dangers, and death threats? No, for they are all impotent to hinder omnipotent love. I just love this. There is nothing that could separate me from God. So use the cloud. Use the cloud.
Yeah.
The presence is there for you. Be there wherever you are. Be open for it, because He is there for you. And at the end of this verse, it says, "So now I live with the confidence that there is nothing in the universe with the power to separate us from God's love. I'm convinced that His love will triumph over death, life's troubles, fallen angels, or dark rulers in the heavens. There is nothing in our present or future circumstances that can weaken His love. There is no power above us or beneath us, no power that could ever be found in the universe that can distance us from God's passionate love, which is lavished upon us through our Lord Jesus, the Anointed One." I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is awesome. And that just tells me that he's so much for me, so much that I really need to always remember that. And even if everything around me screams that, world is falling apart, or you failed, or you are so miserable, these words just are a confirmation that he's not mad at me, that he loves me, and that I can always, always, always come to his presence through Jesus Christ. So I want to use the cloud. I want to be in his presence. And I want to encourage everybody here. I want to encourage you to remember that. Sometimes, we need those catchy things that stick in our head. And maybe that's the one. Use the cloud. This is something you probably are hearing, thinking, or seeing every single day, working, doing something on a computer. Your phone reminds you have to update your cloud, or whatever that's called in your language. But it's just everywhere. So why don't we start using the cloud that is the ultimate cloud, the cloud of God's presence? Because that's the place where you can distress. You don't have to worry about how bad you are today, or, how people have treated you, or whatever else happened in your life, because you can focus on his love for you in Jesus Christ. And I think this is really the most powerful thing that we can think of and use. So yeah, use the cloud.
It's such a good picture, and because I think a lot of us, we probably have some type of experience with dial-up internet. I can remember it was awful. We didn't know it was awful until later. But,
Oh, yeah.
But oftentimes, how often do we treat our relationship with God like that? That at the slightest push or the slightest disruption, it just breaks everything off.
Yes.
And it's just like, it's just gone. But I love the passage in Romans where it's just saying there's nothing that can disrupt the connection.
Exactly. Yes.
There's not, and I was thinking, we use here at the church, we use Google to store a lot of our documents and things that we're working on as a team.
Yeah.
And some people are maybe anti-big companies. I'm all for it, because us as small people, if something goes wrong for them, it's going to be a lot bigger people that are going to be mad at them, and they're going to fix it before we even have to call them, So I'm like, this is not going to be a problem. But, we can be like, oh, where is that, or what? I can remember sometimes can't find it on my phone or computer, but
Yeah.
I always know that if I just go to the Google Cloud,
Yes.
it's there, and everything's there. It's not just like, oh, you just get one document. You can have access to everything.
Yeah.
So how true is that about God? That's such a great picture that, the cloud's so much stronger than dial-up ever was.
Yeah.
And we don't have to worry about whenever we leave and, open our cloud back up, if you will. Everything's still there.
Yeah. And you can travel. You can go abroad. You can go to another country, and it's still there. It's not like this rainy cloud following you, but it's there. It's there, and you can access it. You can access it on your phone. You can access it on your computer, and it's just brilliant, and so much more with God.
Well, and that's such a good, I think it's the better type of cloud, because sometimes, sometimes people see God as the rainy cloud.
True.
That it's, oh, he's always around, which means I can't have any fun. There's, but it can't be further from the truth.
Oh.
It's exactly like, go read Romans 8. So it's one of the best chapters, I think, in all the Bible. But
It's beautiful.
But you just read, that God is for you. Whenever you get that God is really for you,
Yeah.
then it changes. The cloud changes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's not the rainy cloud. It's the cloud that has everything we need.
Yeah. It's the
Already.
cloud that actually brings you comfort and shade when you need it. It's the cloud that brings you water when you need it, but is not raining on you constantly. It's this cloud that gives you protection. And I think, that's one of the greatest lies that people believe that separate them from God, is that God is mad at them.
Yeah.
And Romans just shows this beautifully. If he didn't spare his own son, how can we say that, he doesn't love us?
Well, what does it say? He's praying for our success,
Yes.
for our triumph, which is
Yeah.
even a better word, our
Exactly.
victory.
Yeah.
It's not only does he want us, not only is he for you, but he's like, I want to see you win
Yes.
at life, at everything.
Yes.
So that's our God. That's a cloud I want to be connected to.
Me too.
So
Yeah.
hey, we just want to encourage you to just really take time to make sure that you're connecting with the presence of God. We can use that as a picture of the cloud or whatever, but really when we're connecting to the presence of God, that's something that's really, really powerful. And here at KDM English, we're actually looking at hopefully ways soon where we can connect in person.
Yay!
So we were even trying to talk this week to prepare our building for when that day.
Yes.
When the government says it's okay and they feel that it's safe, and when it makes sense for us as a church to come back. I know we've had people ask questions, and I said, well, if you want to be the person with the counter that has to tell someone no, then it's okay. But I don't want to be that person. We don't want to see that happen. So that's why we're still online at the moment. But there's going to be a day where there will be connections in person. And what I would actually like to do real quick is I want to show us a video of something that is coming up this fall.
Ooh.
I'm really excited about it. It's called Alpha. So we've been actually going through with some of our guys here at KDM English, guys and girls. I use guys.
Yeah, I
gender
know.
neutral.
Don't worry. My
people.
pastor, because in Polish Bible it's different as well, and the Polish is the feminine, the masculine, all of the
Yes.
endings.
I'm
that?
very, very well aware.
So my pastor from the church where I got saved, he always was saying that God has sons, and he has sons men and sons women.
That's a good way to say it.
Yeah.
That's a really nice way to say it. Yeah. So we've been going through this together with a group of us here about Alpha, and it's just a great chance to have a safe place to ask some things about life and just the big questions. And oftentimes, we were just talking about earlier, when you unplug or when you step back, you have a moment to think, and that's where creativity comes and things like that. So sometimes we don't have a moment to even ask big questions, and that's really what Alpha is about. So watch this video real quick. It's just a couple of minutes long, and then we'll get back to you.
If you've ever wondered if there's more, you're not alone in that. We all explore, every day, in small ways and big. We find ourselves, reinvent ourselves, define ourselves, publish our lives. We find ways to stand out and ways to blend in. We meet people that remind us of us, and people that remind us of who we want to be, and people that just make the journey that much more fun. We connect and share. We learn from each other and grow together. We celebrate and mourn side by side. We push our limits, challenge ourselves, fall down and get back up again. Our days are long and our nights get short. We put in the hours in the hope of building something that lasts. And at the end of the day, find joy in the fleeting things. We want to squeeze all the life out of life and hit pause on moments we wish could last. Put simply, we want to live. And along the way, discover all we can, experience more, and find out who we really are. We all are searching. It's rare to find time to think and talk about the big questions of life. About faith and reason and God and meaning. But exploring is good. We're built for it.
Alpha. So it's a chance to ask big questions from a Christian perspective, but I like it because you can say whatever you want, and it's actually not a place where there's necessarily a bunch of teaching about answers. It's more of a place, how can we wrestle with this together? Which
Right.
it's actually, for me, I was actually thinking, it's a bit of a challenge because you oftentimes as people we want to run in to just give an answer.
Yes, true.
But sometimes it's better if you kind of work through the answer for yourself. And
Yeah.
it's, maybe we should let God be God. So that's what Alpha is. So
Brilliant.
we're really excited. We're looking forward to that. That's going to be coming this fall. Until then, we'll be online. Hopefully, we'll be able to meet again soon, live, and whatever that looks
Hopefully.
like. We'll see what happens in the future. But we just want to let you know that our Tuesday thoughts have come to a close with the school year. We finished those, so it's summertime. So at 7:04 on Tuesdays, it's a great time to be outside and not on your phones. So let's unplug
Oh, yes.
and just
Just use the cloud,
just use the cloud.
the right cloud.
You can go back and you can watch some of our other Tuesday thoughts because I'm sure you missed some of them at some point. But if you've made all of them, then you win the Perfect Attendance Award. So I don't know what you get, but congratulations with that. Do you have that at school? Is that a thing here? Like that was a huge thing
For
whenever we were like in grade school, like Phillips Age
Yeah.
and things. Like at the end of the year, there's this big awards ceremony, and you had all these different awards, and there was one that was like perfect attendance. Did not miss a day of school.
well, it wasn't like it's not like something huge. It's just you get a book if you did that. Just like you would get a book if you, I don't know, won some contests,
Like
something.
a book,
Like a reading book, something for the kids. Yeah. It's school. They want to educate you, so reading is good for you. And so the prizes are books,
this is
always.
so sad.
That's
at
our
least
life.
We got a certificate. Like we got this cool thing you could put on the wall. It's
Well, you
completely useless, but
Well,
I
you
guess
could-
you can
you-
put I guess you can put the book on the wall too. It's like, hey, here's my
Well,
book.
you would get like a diploma. We don't get certificates, it's in Polish, it's diplom. So you would get probably something like that. But I don't know probably for if you were this perfect attendance. But it's not like people don't make a big deal out of it. We're not good at celebrating
I can
people,
remember
in this country.
I was really passionate about school until about grade 7, and then I started
But
figuring.
that's long.
Yeah. And then I started figuring out, it's not that big of a deal if I'm not here. And then and then we won't talk about university. That's a different experience. But I never won the perfect attendance. But I don't even know. Why are we talking about this? Let's move on. We need to wrap this up, I think. So,
Yes.
hey, we just want to encourage you. If KDM English is your home, we'd encourage you to be generous and to be a part of what God's doing with your tithes and your offerings. So there will be a link pop up, or you can go to kdmhome.com as a way to give and just have an opportunity to sow in faith. And I love that it's one of the few things where God actually says that we can test Him. Is that says if you give, watch what happens. And it's something that's really incredible. And I was actually talking to a friend earlier this week that has some incredible things happening in their finances, and they were talking about, I've been able to give through all of this chaos, all of the different things with where it didn't look like they could pay for things and all that. And they said I was able to be faithful and continue to give, and now look what's happening. And it's just, the story's just incredible.
Amazing.
So it's amazing to see what God does and His faithfulness. And so I just encourage you, if KDM is your home, then I would encourage you to give and to be generous with that. So, yeah, I'm excited for the summer.
Oh, me too.
I think everyone is really excited for the summer.
Yes.
So because
Yes.
it's time for something new. So Alpha's coming up this fall. That's going to be an incredible time. Until then, we'll be right here every Thursday. So, and our next series is going to be a lot of fun. I think we're going to have some new faces. Some of them I think are even in the room right now. That are going to be sharing with us, just talking about some of their life experiences. We have another special guest next week to wrap up Unplugged. So it's going to be a good time. So don't miss that at 7:04 p.m. or that's 19:04 if you use the rest of the world's time outside of the U.S. Because Americans, they have to do things different.
I know.
So
I know.
It is what it is. We're special.
Well, we love you, so.
That's good sometimes. That's not always good. But hey, we will see you again this time next week. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. Really take this time, take this season. I think, we talked about this a little bit last week, but I think we could try to jump back and do a lot because we've been stuck in. But
Yeah.
I don't think that's what God's asking us to do.
No.
And it's summertime, so usually you don't have to do things.
Yes.
And so it's a chance to maybe connect to the cloud.
Yes. Use the cloud. Use the cloud.
Use the cloud. So
Thanks for having me.
Yes, we're so glad to have you. Maybe we'll have you back next week or something. We'll see.
Wow.
That could be fun.
Thank you. I don't know.
You don't know? You're not sure?
I don't know because I thought it might be pre-show and then I'm not sure if I want to.
You don't want to do the pre-show. The pre-show is getting intense. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, exactly. I think we need to invite Philip.
I don't know if
Philip and Brandy?
it could be scary.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not sure if it's a good idea or a bad idea. It would be a show. We don't know what the end result would be, but I don't know if they could do it in 15 minutes.
True. They might take over the whole thing.
Yeah, it could be really scary.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, we have to go. Ujel's got to film his finger so he can post it online later. So we want to make sure we give him that chance to do that so that he can make some cool Instagram. So one day I want to be as cool as Ujel, so that's why I want him to come back. So we'll see you soon, my friend. So, hey, see you guys this next week, 7:04 p.m. next Thursday. No Tuesday Thoughts. Enjoy the summer. Unplug, but connect to the cloud.
Yes.
See you.
Bye. Thank you.